Hi, I'm Glen Peloso, and I want to welcome you to the Interior Design Show 2010 in downtown Toronto. The Interior Design Show is a great show. It's an opportunity for all kinds of different designers to come up with new and innovative things, to try creative things that are showcased to the design community and to the architectural community, and then finally end up in your home. Something like the piece that's behind us is really just a concept piece, but it's the place that the interior design community has the opportunity to do stuff that's really interesting, really innovative, and slightly different. This is the kind of thing, but you might not see this in your home or some version of this until maybe the year 2015. But it's something up and coming. Let's have a walk through. So one of the interesting things that happens at the Interior Design Show is you'll see a lot of interesting color in terms of the trend colors, in terms of what's new and coming up. There's some really interesting examples, and in this particular company, Art Weavers, they hired a bunch of designers who don't normally create carpets and asked them to do something in the form of a carpet. So here you get to see that we have incredible texture and pattern. We have two levels. We have this hot sort of trend color and this sort of purple-pink fashion that's happening here with the black in the background, gray, black and white. Those kinds of things are still very popular. It gives us great texture and depth of color. The other thing that you see a lot happening this year is things that have texture, things that seem to have a bit of depth. So there's incredible pattern here, but it also seems to have a three-dimensionality. The orange is certainly a very trend color. You'll see that happening all throughout the rest of the year and probably into the years to come. Taking very original shapes. So here we have something that is really, we've used the texture, we've used the pattern, but it's a very traditional shape. We've done almost a Canadian version where we've taken the Canadian flag and the fleur-de-lis, we've combined them together in a stripe. So we get the texture, we get the pattern, we have the red, which is certainly a trend color, and then we have that tone-on-tone, or that complex pattern that happens from something that's already very traditional, which you'll continue to see. Something like this, really just fun. You'll see more and more of this kind of stuff where you're looking at things that have a certain Andy Warhol quality to them. They're certainly, hearkening to the mid-century. They have kind of a graphicness. This has that same kind of feel that seems to be sort of hearkening to the 60s, something very simple, almost like an Andy Warhol in the gray tones, which is certainly a total trend color. All of the colors used in this rug are absolutely on-trend colors for this year. As we move along, you see the last one, which has great grays and whites and creams. Certainly this gray pattern is very, very trendy. They've used many colors of gray, and then they've incorporated it in what almost looks as a sweater fabric, or a kind of fabric quality that has that sort of heavily patterned texture feel. That's something you're going to see absolutely coming up. In the year after that, you're going to start seeing more things coming into somewhat animal patterns and that kind of thing. But absolutely the grays, the color and feel of this is absolutely something you'll see on trend. You're going to be seeing this kind of thing absolutely through the rest of the year and the year coming in all of the home decor items that you're about to see. Let's go and have some look at some other things. So the other incredible thing about the Interior Design Show is it allows an opportunity for all the individual artisans who feed into the overall design community to come and show their work. Something like this, for instance, which is Mosaic Works by Karen Johnson. Each one of these mirrors is handcrafted, done individually. They take an enormous amount of time to create this very individuated and something that's absolutely personal. The great thing about that is it's something you're going to start seeing in terms of a design trend, is creating spaces that are completely individuated, something that is personalized for you. And being able to work with an artist as an interior designer is a great thing to be able to do. Looking over here, for instance, on Verso Design, this is all kind of wall decals, and all of that stuff is made out of felt. So you get this really interesting depth and combination of color, trend colors, but also it's an incredibly eco-friendly product. So you're creating a three-dimensional wall art piece while still creating color and being eco-friendly. If you continue into this space, you can see that there are all kinds of artisans who really do things that are quite specific. They're quite specific to the, it's a crowded little space, so sometimes you bump into people. Things that are specific, you get really interesting art pieces, really interesting pieces. You can see on the back wall an entire three-dimensional stainless steel piece. So all of these artisans work together to create something that's beautiful. We can bring it to your homes. We can be inspired by the pieces that they create. And finally, you'll find these kinds of things, because they've had the opportunity to present them to the design community, in your home sometime in the very near future. If you have a chance to check out the Interior Design Show, it's generally open to the public on the last 2 days of it. You should absolutely come and do it. It's a great source of inspiration for me and for you. Thanks for coming and having a look at it.